Dr. Lisa Sturdivant, Chief Economist with Bright MLS. Welcome to this month's Market Minute, where we break down 3 things to watch in the Mid-Atlantic housing market. In September, there was a typical seasonal slowdown in housing market activity, but buyers have been pulling back not because of the cooler weather, but because they face higher mortgage rates and economic uncertainty. At the same time, though, there is also very low inventory and prices continue to rise across the region. So what should we be watching in this changing market environment? Well, here's 3 things I'm watching. First is mortgage rates. Rates are flirting with 7%, which is more than double what they were at the beginning of the year. More buyers are being pushed out of the market simply because the numbers just don't work for them anymore. But that 7% line is also something of a mental hurdle for buyers, even those who still qualify. They may be waiting to see if rates are going to come down. So we definitely need to watch mortgage rates, watch for a lot of volatility in rates, meaning that prospective buyers might be ready to act quickly if rates dip one week. And they may be looking at adjustable rate mortgages, which currently have rates lower than a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. And all this means there's a lot of education that needs to happen in this new market environment. A second thing to watch in the market is definitely prices. Across most local markets in the Mid-Atlantic, the median home price is still up compared to a year ago, but we're starting to see prices decline from one month to the next. In fact, we've had 3 such month-to-month declines in a row. More and more sellers are dropping their asking price to attract buyers from this much smaller buyer pool. Overall, it's likely we'll see home prices come down from their peak levels, but prices grew so fast during the pandemic that they'll still be 20, 30, maybe even 40% higher than they were 3 years ago. Finally, the third thing to watch, we need to pay attention to inventory. If the supply of homes available for sale suddenly surges, then prices could fall more quickly. Right now, though, inventory remains very, very low across the Mid-Atlantic markets. Sellers are facing the same economic uncertainties that buyers are, so the number of new listings coming onto the market is still much lower than where we were a year ago. Across the Mid-Atlantic, there is just 1.5 months of supply, and in some local markets, we're still seeing less than a month's supply of inventory. A balanced market typically has between 4 and 5 months of supply, and we're a long way from that. But things are changing very quickly in the market, so there could be a turnaround in the inventory picture this fall. That's it for this month's Market Minute. Remember, you can find all of our housing market reports, both monthly reports and weekly reports, at brightmls.com. Check out all of our analyses at brightmls.com/research, and I will see you next time.